Good morning to my friends from the other part of the globe. And I was a visitor to Simon Fraser University and its IRMAX in 2007, where I spent about a month there. Thanks to the invitation from Professors Tom Brown, Pavel Hell, Vaseline Jungic, I could meet Boyan Mohar also at that time. So I have a pleasant memories of visit to Vancouver and British Columbia. So today I am going to talk on one of our topics of interest, distance spectra. So I am from Cochin University of Science and Technology, Cochin, India. So those who have not been to India before, so this is the great country, India, with 29 provinces. And I am from this small province towards the south of India. So I'll project it. So I am now talking from this part of my state. And I was born in this part of my state about 62 years ago. So I am just taking you to the great country, India, for a second. Let me also tell you that our school is now 25 years old, started in 1995. So my first PhD students worked in triangle number in a graph and related topics, which was actually a solution of a Kautzyk conjecture on self-complementary graphs. Then another lady, Parvati, on convexity in graphs, combinatorial and abstract convexity. Sunita on studies on fuzzy graphs in 2002. And our analysis of spectrum and energy of graphs with adjacency metrics and distance metrics started with Indulal in 2007. Aparna Lakshmanan on graph classes, co-graphs, click graph, co-graphic domination number, etc. Manju K. Menon on graph operators dealing with diameter variability, graph dynamics. Seema Varghese and her sister Sidhu Varghese worked on power domination problems. Chitra, another girl student, worked on graph products. And Pravas worked on root graphs of some graph operators. And Savita Vishnathan on network topology. And Tijo James and Anu Varghese are my recent PhD students who completed 2019 and 2020 on domination game and spectra and energy of adjacency and distance matrices of graphs. So my last student, that is 14th student, is now working on Steiner distance problems. Her name is Rasila. This is our research group consisting of 14 members, and this is the head of the group. We have been fortunate enough to collaborate with some leading mathematicians all over the world, starting with Daniela Ferrero from Texas State University, Andreas Hinz from Germany, Ivan Goodman from Serbia, an authority on graph spectra and energy, Steve Kirkland, my good old friend from University of Manitoba, Canada, Tao Ming Mang from Tung Wai University, Taiwan, Paul Dorbeck from France, Wasin So from USA, Dragan Stevanovic from Slovenia, Sandy Klauser from Slovenia, Liu from PR China, Silla Buchsas from Hungary, Saul Tusa from Hungary, Felix Goldberg from Israel, and Matthias Pause from Slovenia. So the work that I'm going to report in this presentation is a joint work with Anu Varghese, Indulal, and Wasin So. So this is the plan of my talk. We will just go through the notion of distance energy and look at some literature survey results. And we will also concentrate on two graph classes distance hereditary graphs and complement reducible graphs and provide future work and references. Okay, let me also go through some historical steps that took place in the development of spectra and energy of graphs, starting from Arthur Cayley's work on Cayley tree formula, which gives the number of different isomers of a saturated hydrocarbon. Then our Huckel molecular orbital theory, which deals with the pi electron energy of molecules, which gave birth to the problem of graph energy. And the celebrated paper of Graham and Lowas of entitled Distance Matrix Polynomial. And the chemical graph theory and graph energy of adjacency matrix initiated by Evan Goodman in 1980. And Boyenmacher and on Laplacian spectrum in 1990. And Evan Goodman again on eigenvalues of distance matrices, which relates to boiling point of alkanes. And this is our most cited paper by Evan Goodman, my fourth PhD student Hindulal, and myself, which came in Match journal, which is in distance energy of graphs. So this is the first paper which defines the notion of distance in a tree. And there is a lot of work by Stevanovic, Ramane, Meris, Polan, Vasinso, Sebastian Fioba, Cherkovich, and many others, leading mathematical chemists and mathematicians on graph energy and the spectra. So if you have a connected graph G, it's well known that the distance is the distance between two vertices is the number of edges in any shortest Vi, Vj path. So you consider a matrix n by n matrix whose entry are Dij, the distance between Vi and Vj. So if you have this graph, you know distance between V1 and V3 is 1 and V1 and V4 is 2. So I have a matrix consisting of distances between Vi and Vj as the entries. So distance being a symmetric function, I have the matrix, corresponding matrix is also a symmetric matrix. It finds its applications in communication networks, graph embedding theory, as such discussed in the very good paper by Auschde and Hansen, which came in 2014. Also, the distance matrix of a graph has numerous applications to chemistry and other branches of science. And it is useful in the computation of topological indices like Wiener index, and computation useful in the computation of thermodynamic properties such as pressure and temperature coefficients. And it contains more structural information compared to a simple adjacency matrix. Balaban and others proposed the use of distance spectral radius and distance energy as a molecular descriptor, and later used in quantitative structure property relationship modeling. Goodman, in his celebrated paper in 1998, used it to infer the extent of branching and model boiling points of alkanes. And a survey paper of Consoni and Todesheni in 2008 showed that the distance energy, which was essentially introduced by us, is a useful molecular descriptor, since the value of distance energy, or distance energy divided by n, the number of vertices, appears to be the best univariate models for the motor octane number of the octane isomers and for the water solubility of polychlorobiphenates. So these are all the mathematical and motivational aspects of our work on distance spectra and energy. So we'll formally start this presentation. So since the distance matrix is a real symmetric matrix, its eigenvalues are all real. And we have a very good book by Professor Bapat from India on graphs and matrices, which is discussing all this in detail. And the set of eigenvalues of the distance matrix of a graph constitute the distance spectrum. And the largest distance eigenvalue is called the distance spectral radius. And distance energy is the sum of the absolute values of distance eigenvalues of G. So if you look at this graph, you can see that this is a graph with integral distance spectrum 7, 0, 7, 0, 0, -2, -2, -3. And one of the problems which still remains as well as the energy of distance energy of graphs are concerned, that there exists no pair of non-co-spectral DEQ energetic trees. And this is a conjecture by Indulal on EQ energetic trees. Now, let me come to a notion of strongly irregular graph. As you know, a strongly irregular graph is a regular graph on n vertices. Suppose its regularity is k. And if there exist two integers p and q such that any two adjacent vertices in G have p common neighbors, and any two non-adjacent vertices of have q common neighbors. So it's a k-regular graph in which any two adjacent vertices have p common neighbors, and any two non-adjacent vertices have q and q common neighbors. This is called a strongly regular graph with parameters n, k, p, q. And it is well known that the complement of a strongly irregular graph is also strongly irregular with definitely a different set of parameters n, n minus k minus 1, n minus 2 minus 2k plus q, and n minus 2k plus p. And it's also well known that strongly irregular graphs have exactly 3 distinct distance eigenvalues. So this is the strongly irregular graph, which is the famous Petersen graph, has a distance spectrum -3, 0, 15 with the multiplicity 5, 4, and 1. And this graph is a very interesting graph because of several reasons. One is that it's purely an Indian graph. You know, the strongly irregular graph theory was initiated by great Indian mathematician Professor R.C. Bose, together with his doctoral students, Srikhande, including Professor Srikhande. And Professor Srikhande passed away on 21st April 2020 after completing 102 years. So this is the photo of Srikhande which was taken during his 100th birthday celebrations in the north part of India. And Srikhande graph is a very, very exciting graph because of several reasons which I am going to tell. And if you are looking at the parameters of Srikhande graph, it is 16, 6, 2, 2. That is a six regular graph on 16 vertices, in which any two adjacent vertices have 2 common neighbors, and any two non-adjacent vertices also have 2 common neighbors. And 16, 6, 2, 2 becomes, in general, m square, 2 into m minus 1, 2, sorry, m minus 2 and 2, with m is equal to 4. And there is a celebrated theorem of Srikhande, which gave birth to the Srikhande graph, that there exists a pair of non-isomorphic graphs with parameters m square, 2 into m minus 1, m minus 2, and 2, if and only if m is equal to 4. And the second graph which satisfies this condition is the Srikhande graph. And the Srikhande graph has several nice properties, that it is Hamiltonian, Eulerian. It is an integral graph with distance spectra 24, 0, and -4. It's a self-centered graph with the chromatic number 4, and it's also a Cayley graph. Because your P is equal to Q is equal to 2, we are sure that this is a strongly irregular graph associated with a symmetric, balanced, incomplete block design. And its automorphism group is of order 192, but we still don't know what is its chromatic polynomial. So I have to say all these things because Srikhande is no more, and he worked in mathematics for 102 years. And he is one of the Euler spoiler who proved the conjecture, great conjecture of Euler regarding mutually orthogonal Latin squares after more than 150 years. So let me come to some basic notions. We have A is an irreducible non-negative n-by-n matrix with a spectral radius rho A, let A be that. Then the following statements hold. The number rho A is a positive real number and is an eigenvalue of the matrix A called the Perron-Frobenius eigenvalue. And the Perron-Frobenius eigenvalue is simple. A has an eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue rho A whose components are all positive. And the only eigenvectors whose components are all positive are coming from the eigenvalue rho A. So if we take the distance matrix D, as I told you earlier, so this is the distance matrix of this pi cycle. And if you delete one edge, suddenly increases the distance between U1 and U4. And this is the problem with distance matrices. It is not as easy as adjacency matrix to manipulate and get results. So a remarkable theorem proved by Graham and Pollack gives a formula for the determinant of the distance matrix of a tree depending only on the order n, but not any other structure. And it is T is a tree with at least two vertices. The distance determinant of the distance matrix of D is -1 raised to n minus 1 into n minus 1 raised to 2n minus 2. So that depends only on the order n. And Graham and Lovász, in his celebrated paper, proved that it is possible to compute the inverse of the distance matrix of a tree in terms of the degrees and the entries of the adjacency matrix. This paper came in 1978. So graphs having a unique positive distance eigenvalue have been intensively studied in literature. In 71, Graham and Pollack showed that trees have a unique positive distance eigenvalue. In 1994, Kulin and Spektrov characterized the distance regular graphs with unique positive distance eigenvalue. And in 2005, Bapat proved that unicyclic graphs have a unique positive distance eigenvalue. This is going to play a crucial role in our future discussion. Now, there is a basic question in the adjacency spectra, which graphs are determined by its adjacency spectra. It's a classical paper by Schenk and Harari. And but in the case of distance spectra, if you ask the same question, which graphs are determined by distance spectra, we don't have much to say. But in 2016, Kulin proved that the hypercube is determined by its distance spectrum, whereas in the case of adjacency matrix, that is not true. So if you take 4 cube and the Hoffman graph, we can see that its adjacency spectrum are same, and obviously these two graphs are not isomorphic. So as far as the distance spectrum is concerned, hypercube is determined by its spectrum. Now we define, as usual, the distance energy to be the sum of the absolute values of the eigenvalues of G. The usual type of problems that people tackle in the case of distance spectra and usual spectra is that try to derive energy bounds using graph parameters like order, size, degrees, characterize graphs with extremal energy in a specific family bipartite trees unicyclic, and characterize how energy changes due to a specific operation of vertex deletion or edge deletion or subdivision and so on. So this is the point that we are going to focus further. And we also know that the distance energy of path is approximately, there is no closed formula for the actual value for the distance energy of a path Pn. So it is 0.6948 n square minus 0.7964. And distance energy of a complete bipartite graph Kmn is 4 into m plus n minus 2. And distance energy of a complete split graph is given by 2 into 2m plus n minus 3. So we have a new problem. We have a new problem as to whether what happens to the distance energy when an edge is deleted. But a similar problem was discussed by They and Wasinso. Wasinso is also our co-author for this paper also. And there is also already a paper by They and Wasinso on adjacency energy of a graph under edge deletion. So They and So proved that if E is a bridge in a simple graph G, then energy of G minus E is less than energy of G. Hence, for a tree, the same inequality holds. They also proved that if G dash is an induced subgraph of a simple graph G, then energy of G dash is less than or equal to energy of G. And also they proved the existence of infinite families of graphs with the property that deleting a certain edge does not change the energy. Deleting any edge will decrease the energy, and deleting any edge will increase the energy. And since the distance matrix has zero diagonal entries, its trace is zero, sum of the eigenvalues is zero. So energy of distance energy of G is twice the sum of all positive eigenvalues, and also -2 into sum of all negative eigenvalues. If rho dg denotes the spectral radius of dg, then by Perron-Frobenius theory, energy of G is greater than or equal to 2 times rho g, and equality holds if and only G has a unique positive distance eigenvalue. It turns out that the results for a distance energy change and adjacency energy change are quite different. From an observation in reference 15, it follows that for any connected graph with a unique positive distance eigenvalue, the deletion of any edge increases the distance energy provided that the resulting graph is still connected. For example, both complete graphs and unicyclic graphs have a unique positive distance eigenvalue. Therefore, for any edge E, energy of Kn minus E exceeds energy of Kn, and energy of Cn is less than energy of Cn minus E, which is Pn, where Kn, Cn, Pn are with the usual notations of complete graph, cycle graph, and path of order. Yeah. We prove that the distance energy of a complete bipartite graph is always increased when an edge is deleted, even though it has two positive distance eigenvalues. Also, we give a set of examples of connected graphs whose distance energy decreases when a specific edge is deleted. And it is interesting to note that as limit goes to infinity, energy of Kn minus E minus energy of Kn is 0, but limit n tends to infinity, energy of Pn minus energy of Cn is infinity. So in this context, two natural questions that arise are, is the property of having a unique positive distance eigenvalue a necessary condition for the increase of distance energy by deleting an edge? Does the deletion of an edge always increase the distance energy of any graph? We answer both questions negatively. We consider the complete bipartite graph Kmn with Mn greater than 1. Since Mn is greater than or equal to 2, both Kmn and Kmn minus E are connected for any edge G. Moreover, the negative distance eigenvalues of Kmn are exactly -2 of multiplicity m plus n minus 2. Therefore, the energy of Kmn, distance energy of Kmn is 4 into m plus n minus 2. It is difficult to get an explicit formula for energy of Kmn minus E, but we can compare energy of Kmn and energy of Kmn minus E. So this is our theorem, which we have in the paper by Wasinso, Anu, and myself, which came in Linear Algebra and Applications 2018. So let Kmn be the complete bipartite graph with Mn greater than 1 and E be any edge. Then the distance eigenvalues of Kmn minus E are -2 with the multiplicity m plus n minus 4. And the roots alpha 4 is less than or equal to alpha 3 is less than or equal to alpha 2 is less than or equal to alpha 1 of the polynomial Px, which is given in this presentation. We can also prove that for Mn greater than 2 and any edge E, the energy of Kmn is less than energy of Kn minus E. That means if you delete an edge from complete bipartite graph Kmn, the energy increases. And interestingly, there is a recent paper of Sun and Wan in 2021, gave a different proof of this result using the notion of equitable partitions. And the distance energy of a complete multi-parted graph is known in literature. One can see reference 13, which is the celebrated paper of So, which came in 2017, that the energy of K, N1, N2, etc., complete multi-parted graph, K, N1, N2, etc., NR is 4 times N1 plus N2 plus etc., NR minus R. We don't have a closed formula for the edge-deleted subgraph of the complete multi-parted graph. So we also posed a new conjecture that the distance energy of a complete multi-parted graph increases on edge deletion. That is, energy of K, N1, N2, etc., NR minus C is greater than energy of K, N1, N2, etc., NR. And recently, in 2019 paper of Tian, Lee, and Hui, which came in linear algebra and applications, they have proved this conjecture is true for complete multi-parted graph, where each part is a constant, say, P, and for the tripartite Turan graph. We very well believe that this conjecture is going to be true, but we don't have as such, we don't have any information about this conjecture for other situations. So we can get examples of infinite family of graphs where distance energy decreases. If you remove an edge, E1, then you can see that the distance energy is decreased. So I will need another 10 minutes for this presentation. Therefore, I feel that the timing is okay. So we are going to talk about the notion of energy and spectrum of two graph classes which are defined by distance. One is the distance hereditary graph, which is a very well-known graph class. Due to Hover-Ka, we have a nice characterization. It's well known that the G is a distance hereditary if are all connected into subgraphs H of G, distance is same, whether they are treated as vertices of G or vertices of H. That means for all connected into subgraphs H of G, distance between U and V in H is same as distance between U and V in G for all pairs of vertices U and V. Distance hereditary graphs have many characterizations due to Hover-Ka and Banteltt and Mulder, and also can be defined purely in terms of metric. And they also have a characterization in terms of intersection graphs. Also has a forbidden subgraph characterization. A graph is the distance hereditary if and only if none of the graphs or figures, I'm going to show that, and the cycle Cn with n greater than or equal to 5 are induced subgraphs of G. It's a forbidden subgraph characterization. One is gem, which is shown here, and this is the house graph, and that is the domino, and the Cn n greater than or equal to 5. Now, if you know the famous interlacing theorem that if A and B are n by n and m by m matrices, symmetric matrices with eigenvalues alpha 1, alpha 2, etc., alpha n, and beta 1, beta 2, etc., beta m, and if B is a principal submatrix of A, then alpha k, beta k lies between alpha k and alpha k plus and minus m for k belonging to 1, 2, 3, etc. Yeah. Now, if H is a connected induced subgraph of G of order m, the adjacency matrix of H is a principal submatrix of the adjacency matrix of G. And by interlacing theorem, the adjacency eigenvalues of H interlace the eigenvalues of H. So this is the interlacing theorem in this context. So we have the observation that the distance eigenvalues of a graph G and a connected induced subgraph H are interlacing, then the distance energy satisfies that energy of G is greater than energy of H, and the spectral radii is greater than of G is greater than spectral radii of H. Further, if G has a unique positive distance eigenvalue, then H also has a unique positive eigenvalue. So we have a problem motivated by the case of adjacency matrices. Does there exist a graph G and a connected induced subgraph H such that the distance eigenvalues of G and H are not interlacing? The answer is yes. Distance eigenvalues of a graph and its induced subgraph need not be interlacing in general. So if we take G1 and this induced subgraph H1, you can see that its value starts with minus 2.618 and that of H1 stands for minus 3.4142. Therefore, interlacing is not working. This is also another graph where this happens. And using MATLAB, we can find the distance spectrum of G1 and G2 and see that they are not interlacing. And we have a lemma that each of the graphs, gem, house, domino, and hole is Cn n greater than or equal to 5, which are forbidden subgraphs for distance hereditary graphs, can be respectively paired with one of the induced subgraphs so that the distance eigenvalues of none of these pairs are interlacing. So gem, house, domino, P4, P5, C5, C6, these are the eigenvalues of these graphs. And to consider the following pairs of graphs and its induced subgraphs, say gem and P4, house and P4, domino and P5, C5 and P4, and C6 and P5, we can see that the distance eigenvalues of Cn and its induced subgraph Pn minus 1 are not interlacing. This happens because we have an approximation of the distance energy of Pn minus 1. It is approximately 0.6948 in 10 minus 1 whole square minus 0.7964. Pn minus 1 is an induced subgraph of Cn. So if you let delta E Pn minus 1 Cn to be energy of Pn minus 1 minus energy of Cn, we can observe that this delta E Pn minus 1 Cn is greater than or equal to 0 for all n greater than or equal to 7, since delta Pn minus 1 Cn is an increasing function. So this helps us to conclude that the distance eigenvalues of Cn and its induced subgraph Pn minus 1 are not interlacing. Using this lemma, we have a new proof of the necessary part of the following result due to Hovarka already proved in 34. A graph is distance hereditary if and only if these house, hole, domino, gem free. So we have a theorem in which is a preprint on the distance spectrum of distance hereditary graphs and cographs, that a graph G is distance hereditary if and only if the distance eigenvalues of each pair of graphs GH and HK are interlacing for every connected induced subgraph H and K of G and H respectively. Another class of graphs which we are going to deal is a complement reducible graph, which can be recursively defined from a single vertex graph K1. If G1, G2, etc., Gk are complement reducible, then so is their union and its complement. So we can construct all cographs in this fashion. It also has so this is an example of a cograph. This also has a forbidden subgraph characterization that they don't have an induced P4, and both cographs are P4 free graphs, therefore they form a subclass of distance hereditary graphs. So the most famous characterization of cographs is that they are induced P4 free. So the eigenvalues of cographs were studied by Alam and Tura in reference 23, which came in Discrete Applied Mathematics 2018, and Jacobs, Trevisan, and Tura in reference 36, which also came in Discrete Applied Mathematics 2018, and Corbani in 31, that is Linear and Multilinear Algebra 2019 paper, proved that a graph is a cograph if and only if no induced subgraph of G has an eigenvalue in the interval -1, 0. And if you introduce the notion of Bandelt and Mulder, that of split pair and twins. So twins, split pair are called twins. Two vertices x and x dashed are split pair if deleted neighborhood of x after deleting x dashed and the deleted neighborhood of x dashed by deleting x are same, and the splits are called twins if x and x dashed are adjacent and are co-twins if they are not. So using this and by counting the you can prove that all cographs can be obtained from a sequence of one vertex extensions, which is a 2016 paper of Mohammadian and others, by two process adding a twin for a vertex x in G and adding a co-twin for a vertex x in G beginning with K2. Addition of a twin or a co-twin is to a vertex V is called duplication and co-duplication respectively. And relations R and S can be defined on a vertex set of a cograph as U is related to V if U and V are twins, and U is S related to V if U and V are co-twins. So if you look at the equivalence classes, which are denoted by NR and NS, NR is the equivalence class, number of distinct equivalence class when you have U or V, that is U and V are twins, and NS is the number of distinct equivalence class when you have U, S, V if U and V are co-twins. We have a theorem which it's a generalization of Lu, Huang, and Lau. It's a threshold graphs to cographs also. And we have proved that cographs have no distance eigenvalue in the interval -2, 1. That is, put in another way, the interval -2, 1 is distance eigenvalue free for cographs. And for a cograph, the multiplicities of the distance eigenvalues are -1 and -2 are mod V minus NR and mod V minus NS respectively. So this is the conclusion of the results that I am going to present. And our co-authors are, as I mentioned, for this branch of research in Cochin University, India, is my good friend Steve Kirkland, who came to Cochin, as well as Wasinso from San Jose State University, who came to Cochin under an exchange program. And also two of my PhD students, both of them completed their work. Indulal, who is the author of 2008 paper on the first paper on distance energy, who is a faculty in a college, and also Anu Varghese, who got his PhD last year from another college in Kerala. There are these are the famous books which you can refer those who are interested in this: Graph Energy by Lee, Shi, and Goodman, and Graph Spectra of in the case of complex networks, there is a good theory of graph spectra. And there is a basic book on graph theory by Indian authors Balakrishnan and Ranganathan, and Brouwer's and Hammer's Spectra of Graphs, and the famous book by Chetkovich, Rawlinson, and Simic on Introduction to the Theory of Graph Spectra are all quite useful for those who are interested in this branch of graph theory. These are the standard, these are the references of mine for paper. So, as I said, Indulal has done on distance spectrum of graph compositions, and 2008 paper is the paper on distance energy, which was introduced distance energy rather, and people papers by So, Stivanovich, and Indulal, Boschow and Illich, Kulan and Spectakrov, Kaprosi and Chache, Atik and Panigrahi, Dragan Stivanovich. And this paper is the most recent paper which gives a different proof of our theorem in linear algebra and applications. And this is a good survey paper for new spectral indices. And we have a paper on the split graphs, eigenvalues of split graphs, of adjacency eigenvalues of split graphs. That is on split graphs with 4 distinct eigenvalues, which came in Discrete Applied Mathematics 2020, along with Goldberg and Steve Kirkland. So, Anu's paper are in Linear Algebra and Applications 2018, and as I said, she submitted a PhD thesis to Cochin University, and he got PhD in 2020 last year. And when the Kerala is famous for 2 things, you know, the art form of Kerala is what's called Kathakali, and elephants with dressed elephants are famous for Kerala. So welcome to Kerala. So I always end up for the past 1 year, any talk with the message of breaking the chain of Corona virus. And so this is my request for the break the chain movement all over the globe. And this is my guru and mentor who made me second part of my presentation, which is informal information about my interests and career and so on, as suggested by Shin Lee, will come as part 2. And this is my guru who is no more, who passed away in 1999. And thank you all my Indian friends who attended my talk at midnight, past midnight, 12:30. And this is my first experience of talking mathematics in the midnight, though I have done it in early mornings, but not in the midnight. So thanks to Shishong Lee for giving me, Shusing Lee for giving me this opportunity. So I take a break now, and I will need a minute to start the other presentation.
Oh, yes. Let's unmute and clap for Vijay. Thank you for the very informative talk. Thank you. And any question? If you have a question, please unmute and ask, or you can put it in chat. So actually, I have a question. So you talked about the hyper D cube, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I'm correct, hyper D cube is not unique in terms of adjacency spectrum, because
Yeah.
there are some other group have the same adjacency spectrum. However, it does have a unique distance spectrum, right?
Yes.
So I'm wondering if this is generally, this is in general true, that the distance spectrum serves as a finer criteria than the adjacency spectrum. So it is true.
Oh, okay, okay. So you expect that for some other classes of graphs also this uniqueness of spectra is likely. That's what you are telling.
Yes.
I see. In fact, that is a result by Coulon on this uniqueness of eigenvalues of DQ.
Okay.
Not our research, it's Coulon's research. Jack Coulon.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks. All right, so if no further question, let's proceed to the second part, because Vijay is a lifelong teacher, researcher, and organizer. He has some story to share with us. Please.